Before we get into the video, could everyone please subscribe to my Endless Diary Tales channel? Thank you so much. Reincarnated as the main character of a chasing wife after she leaves novel, the male lead can drop me at any moment to be by the side of his childhood sweetheart. This includes our engagement ceremony. But knowing the plot in advance, I immediately used the male lead's money to sign 7 or 8 young boy toys. Every time his childhood sweetheart called him, I would leave before he could answer her call first. Later, when the whole internet was shipping him and his childhood sweetheart as a couple, someone unexpectedly dug up my identity. I got up in the middle of the night and responded, "Sam? Oh, I know him. Never dated. Currently single." Chapter 1. When I found out I was reincarnated as the main character in a chasing wife after she leaves novel, I was so furious I didn't sleep for 3 days. In the book, the male lead and the original heroine are together, but their relationship is extremely unstable. The reason is that the male lead, Sam, has a childhood sweetheart named Anna. Anna has always liked Sam, and even though he has a girlfriend, she refuses to give up. Every time the original heroine was with Sam, Anna would create some kind of drama. She even pulled a suicide stunt by slitting her wrist at Sam and the original heroine's engagement. And Sam? He's a complete idiot who can't see things clearly. He claims that the original heroine is the one he loves the most, but every time Anna needed something, he dropped the heroine to run to Anna. Only when the original heroine was heartbroken and gave up did Sam realize his mistake, and thus began the long drawn-out journey of chasing his wife. Belated love is as cheap as dirt. So I decided to change this pathetic situation of always being ditched. Actually, the original heroine's family is also well off. Though not as rich as Sam, she's a legitimate second-generation rich girl with her own small talent agency. I immediately called Sam. When he answered, I mimicked the original heroine's voice. "Didn't I tell you before that I wanted to sign a few trainees? But my dad didn't agree, saying it was too expensive, so it didn't happen. I wanted to get your opinion on it." Sam seemed busy and told me to wait. Half an hour later, I received a transfer notification on my phone. I smirked. Mission accomplished. To be fair, Sam, as the heir to a conglomerate, has money and looks. Aside from being a scumbag, he really has no other flaws. So the lesson here is, never fall in love with or marry such a guy. Because if anything goes wrong, people will say you're just being ungrateful. Without wasting time, I immediately posted a recruitment notice. Officially, it was to find new trainees for my company, but in reality, I was recruiting them to play a role in my show. I clearly stated that the benefits were excellent. Surprisingly, quite a few people came for the interview. I glanced over them briefly and ended up signing a few with particularly good looks. Chapter 2. That evening was Anna's birthday. It was also the first time Sam introduced me to Anna. It was during this time that the grudge was formed. In the original novel, Anna wanted the painting Water Lilies that Sam had recently won at an auction. But what she didn't know was that Sam had bought that painting specifically to give to me. From that point on, Anna held a grudge against me. And of course, Sam never knew how to say no. He had his reasons. He once said that when he was a child, his parents were always busy with the company and they rarely had time to be with him. Anna played an irreplaceable role in his growth. The original heroine once asked him why he didn't just be with Anna then. Sam's explanation was that he always saw Anna as a sister and nothing more. But in my eyes, Anna's place in Sam's heart was no less important than the original heroine's. Even when Anna was responsible for ruining the original heroine's family by the end of the story, Sam still did everything he could to protect her. As a result, by the end of the novel, the original heroine and Sam never ended up together. If you can't love wholeheartedly, then don't talk about love. Love, like the eye, can't tolerate even a grain of sand. Chapter 3. That night, after failing to get the painting, Anna made an even more outrageous request. In front of me, Sam's legitimate girlfriend, she asked him to dance the duet they used to perform as children. If that's not a provocation, what is? In the book, even after they finished the dance, Sam didn't notice that the original heroine was upset. I don't know if it's because the original heroine was really good at hiding her emotions, or if Sam was just blind and clueless. Anyway, this time I jumped ahead of them and danced with one of my company's trainees instead. When you pay for something, it really makes a difference. They're always on call. And obedient too, not to mention he didn't lose to Sam in looks either. Not bad, I'll make sure you get a raise when we get back, I said with a smile. The person in front of me remained calm. As long as you're happy, sister. Oh my, even his voice was soothing. Then he suddenly got serious and asked, but sister, do you know my name? You won't forget me and just find someone else, will you? His slyness was written all over his face. The reason I signed 7 or 8 guys at once was precisely to confuse everyone. Of course, I wasn't just going to settle on him. If Sam figured it out, the game wouldn't be as fun. Not wanting to make things complicated, I patiently asked, well, tell me your name and I'll definitely remember it. For some reason, he seemed a bit down. Remember well, sister. My name is Lucas. Oh, even his name sounded nice. I couldn't help but take another look at him. At that moment, Sam, who was supposed to be dancing the duet with Anna, suddenly appeared in front of me. And just like that, the music stopped. Sam kept his usual gentle and refined smile. He didn't directly question me but extended his hand toward Lucas. Hello, nice to meet you. The person you're holding is my girlfriend. I thought Lucas might get nervous in front of the CEO, given the awkwardness of his position. But to my surprise, there wasn't a trace of hesitation in his smile. It even carried a hint of confidence, as if he was determined to win. He casually reached out and shook Sam's hand. Hello, I'm Lucas, Emma's future boyfriend. This stunned not just me. Sam's smile froze for a second, but he quickly regained his composure and immediately asserted his claim. Sorry, but you won't get that chance. Emma and I are definitely getting married. If I hadn't read the book, I might have believed him. Lucas pulled his hand back and smiled. It's all right, time will tell. What's with all the theatrics? He's so good at acting it feels like a waste to have him working for me. Sam put his arm around me and asked, clearly knowing the answer. Emma, what's wrong with your eyes? Right, my eyes were practically twitching from this. Lucas was still standing there, oblivious to the tension. Young people really don't know how to read the room. This delay naturally didn't sit well with Anna. After all, today was supposed to be her big day. As expected, her high heels were too high, and she twisted her ankle. Sam was about to let go of my shoulder to check on her, but I seized the moment, grabbing Sam's hand and saying, Sam, I just remembered I haven't fed my dog at home. I should head back. That was close. I almost didn't beat him to it. According to the original plot, Anna pretended her injury was serious, and Sam rushed her to the hospital. After dealing with the situation, he'd remember me. But by then, the original heroine would have gone home late and ended up being stalked. Fortunately, she outsmarted the stalker in the end, but the consequences could have been disastrous. Not waiting for Sam to answer, I grabbed Lucas and took off. Chapter 4. Lucas seemed to be in a good mood, a charming smile curving at the corners of his lips. How did you know I was hungry, sister? My brain short-circuited for a second. What? I'm guessing you don't actually have a dog, do you? Something told me that Lucas wasn't as simple as his name suggested. At the barbecue place, I stared at him for 10 minutes straight and still couldn't figure him out. How did you know I don't have a dog? So you've been frowning this whole time just to figure that out? I didn't want to admit it, so I changed the subject. You keep calling me sister. How old are you? I just turned 22. Only 3 years younger than me, yet he's as sharp as a fox. Can I get a blessing from you, sister? I just turned 22 today. I was speechless. Why didn't you say so earlier? I didn't even prepare a gift. Just as Lucas was about to say something, Sam suddenly called. Emma, where are you? From the sound of his voice, he was probably still at the hospital. Why is it so noisy over there? Didn't you say you were going home? Just as I was about to answer, Anna's voice came through at just the right moment. Honestly, the fact that the original heroine put up with this for so long really shows it must have been true love. I held the phone to my mouth, resisting the urge to roll my eyes, and said, You should take care of yourself. No need to worry about me. With that, I hung up the phone. I was just enjoying my grilled skewers, and he had to ruin the mood. Since I hadn't hidden the call from Lucas, he must have heard everything. Surprisingly, he didn't take the opportunity to comment on Sam and just quietly continued eating. I poured 2 cups of alcohol and handed one to him. Lucas, happy birthday. Thank you, Emma. Why aren't you calling me sister anymore? You look younger than me. I laughed. I'll take that as a compliment. When we finished eating and left, Sam's car was conveniently parked right outside the entrance. He stormed out of the car, glaring at Lucas with hostility. Is this what you meant by feeding the dog? I gave an awkward smile, brushing my hair back with my hand. A puppy is still a dog. Sam pulled his gaze away from Lucas, angrily grabbed me by the arm and softened his tone. It's late. Let me take you home. I didn't refuse. In the car, neither of us spoke until we reached the underground parking lot of my apartment complex. Then suddenly Sam locked the car doors. The dim lighting inside the car made it hard to see his expression, but his voice sounded cold. Aren't you going to explain? Explain what? Lucas asked. Having a late-night snack with a friend is normal, isn't it? He turned his head to look at me. That's not what I mean. Then what is it? I mean, could he just get to the point? Why did you lie? I couldn't help but correct him. It's not called lying. It's called making an excuse. There's a difference between the two. But I'm not happy about it. I almost burst out laughing. Honestly, if he knew my ultimate goal, would he be so angry that he'd spit blood? You made me unhappy, so I had to take something from you in return. What? Before I could react, Sam leaned over and kissed me on the lips. My mind exploded in shock, and I angrily pushed him away, but I caught a whiff of jasmine perfume at the tip of my nose, Anna's scent. Remembering my current role, I forced myself to hold back the urge to lash out. You're really something, you know? I wasn't ready. Don't let this happen again next time. Just to be clear, if there is a next time, I'm going to bash his head in. No, there won't be a second time. I'll make sure of it.
Sam smiled indulgently.
Why are you so cute? Honestly, guys, I can't deal with this anymore. And don't compliment me like that again. It gives me goosebumps. Emma. Sam, it's really late.
I'm tired.
He was silent for a moment before he pressed the unlock button on the car door. Chapter 5. I'm not sure if my attitude made Sam feel a sense of crisis, but he started sending flowers regularly. I didn't hold back. I accepted them all. That afternoon, I received a friend request from a stranger. For some reason, my sixth sense told me it was Anna. I immediately accepted the request. Sure enough, as soon as I did, Anna sent several photos in quick succession. It was obvious that they were taken the night Sam took her to the hospital. Her face wasn't in the pictures, the focus was entirely on Sam. But it was clear from the photos that their actions were intimate, and their relationship was anything but ordinary. I pretended not to notice anyone else in the photos and replied, "You're making my boyfriend look so handsome. Do you have a death wish?" Since she sent them, I had to comment, right? Watching her status say, "Typing." For so long I smiled to myself. So you're not replying? I'll take that as an agreement then. Oh, and by the way, my boyfriend isn't just handsome, he's romantic too. The flowers he sent me are taking up my entire office. I returned the favor and sent her a few photos of my own. On the other end, there was complete silence. Already giving up? I was just getting started. I kept going. You're so good at taking photos. When we get married, you should help us with the wedding shoot. Don't worry, my boyfriend is filthy rich. The price will be just right. The next second, she blocked me. What a coward. Can't handle a little fun. Chapter 6. Recently, the TV station has been planning the most competitive talent show ever called The Peak Show. It's different from previous talent shows. The purpose of this program is to create a batch of well-rounded artists. The trainees participating not only need to sing and dance, but they also have to be good at acting. The lineup of judges is shockingly strong. All of them are veterans of the industry who have excelled in multiple areas. I didn't think much of it at first, until I found out that Sam was the biggest investor in the show. According to the original book, Sam had a knack for investments, and the projects he backed were almost guaranteed successes. In other words, this show is very likely to be a huge hit. Seeing Lucas's natural and smooth acting that day left me itching to take action. Since I already signed them, why not let them go out and get some experience? With 8 trainees, if even 2 of them become stars, it would be enough to sustain the company. If I'm lucky, I might even be able to pay back Sam's money. I found Lucas in the practice room with the gift I had picked out during a recent shopping trip. Watching him sing so earnestly, I didn't have the heart to interrupt. His voice had a unique youthful quality, full of power and presence. Combined with his good looks and appearance, he had the whole package. For a moment, I could almost see him standing under the spotlight, dazzling with fans screaming his name from the audience. Some people really are born for this. After he finished singing, I finally stepped inside. Lucas seemed surprised that I had come to see him in person, looking a bit flattered. "Sister." I handed him the gift. "I didn't have time to get you something for your birthday last time. I saw this guitar while shopping and thought it suited you. It wasn't a real guitar, just a special decorative piece." "Thank you, sister." Lucas's joy was evident as he looked at the gift over and over. After the small talk, I got straight to the point. When he heard my suggestion, his expression grew serious. I couldn't help but say as I sat beside him, "You don't have to answer right away. If you want to go, we can re-sign the contract. If you make it big, I'll only take a reasonable share. I won't exploit any of the artists. You can trust me." Lucas smiled lightly, not seeming too concerned. "That's not what I'm worried about. I'm just afraid it'll be a long time before I can see you again. With that sweet mouth of yours, you're bound to win a lot of fans." I couldn't help but comment. Lucas countered, "Does that include you? I'll be backstage voting for you." "All right, I'll go on the show and bring back a championship for you." Young people really do have spirit. Still worried he might be under too much pressure, I patted his shoulder and said, "Just do your best. Don't worry too much about the results. Gold shines no matter where it is." With Lucas on board, the other trainees were easy to convince. 5 trainees passed the company's internal evaluation, and unsurprisingly, Lucas ranked first. I started to look forward to seeing them shine on stage. Chapter 7. As the show's premiere approached, Sam finally finished up his work. When he drove to pick me up for dinner, I knew it wouldn't be long before he would leave me again. Sam chose a nice Western restaurant, and according to the plot in the book, Anna would call him halfway through the meal, saying that the dog she had raised since childhood had gone missing. The key point is that this dog was a gift from Sam to Anna. On the phone, Anna cried her heart out, and of course Sam's heart softened. He almost tripped over a chair as he rushed to leave. True heartbreak doesn't come from shouting and fighting, and true disappointment doesn't come with tears. I silently counted the time in my head while making casual conversation with Sam. At that moment, the waiter brought out 2 plates of steak. Sam cut his steak into evenly sized pieces, then pushed the plate toward me. "Go ahead and eat." Oh, the original heroine was probably trapped in these small gestures, unable to pull herself out. In reality, if you ever feel the need to compromise yourself to maintain a relationship, you should get out as quickly as possible. That kind of self-sacrifice will only get worse over time. Right on the dot at 8 o'clock, as if on cue, my phone rang. I didn't even look at the caller ID. Picking up, I didn't wait for the other person to speak before saying, "All right, I got it. I'm on my way." Sam looked completely confused. "It's like this," I explained with a serious expression. "My best friend just attempted suicide by slitting her wrists. You wouldn't know, but she's been struggling with depression." I said it with utmost sincerity. "Sorry, my dear bestie, but I've got to sacrifice you for my own sake this time. We'll be besties again in the next life." I grabbed my bag and got up to leave while Sam stood up, clearly wanting to say something. Right then, his phone rang as well. "Enemy forces will arrive in 5 seconds. Before Sam could even pick up, I had successfully exited the scene. A real contest doesn't always require a direct confrontation. I bailed out of the fight like a coward. Soon, a very cool motorcycle pulled up in front of me. That speed was definitely worthy of a 5-star rating. But the moment the rider took off the helmet, my smile froze. Why was it Lucas? I thought. Luis had an upset stomach, so he asked me to come instead. I gave him a look that screamed, "Yeah, right?" which prompted Lucas to pull out his phone, ready to call Luis for proof. "All right, I believe you." He stared at me for a few seconds as if trying to gauge whether I really did believe him before finally relaxing. "Hold on tight, sister. It's a bit windy tonight." I had barely gotten on the bike when Lucas couldn't resist reminding me. I joked, "How strong could the wind possibly be to blow me off?" "It's not that the wind is strong, it's that you're too skinny." I laughed and playfully pinched his arm. I don't know if he was raised on honey or what. As luck would have it, we ran into Sam and Anna looking for the dog on the way. Fate really is funny that way. Fortunately, we both had our helmets on, so Sam didn't recognize us. Lucas, being Lucas, made a point of riding circles around them on the motorcycle, blatantly and arrogantly showing off. It wasn't until I threatened him fiercely that Lucas reluctantly drove away. Chapter 8. With the airing of the peak show, the panel of judges was finally revealed. What surprised me the most was that Anna was invited as a special guest. She's someone who runs a fashion brand, and yet they invited her to a talent show to evaluate the trainees' fashion sense. Isn't that something that can be developed later? Plus, fashion for artists is usually handled by their agency. I wasn't the only one confused. Many viewers voiced their opinions, saying they didn't understand either. But that's just how shameless production teams can be. The more controversy, the higher the ratings. After only a few episodes, Anna became a sensation. The reason? According to insider reports, Anna is the girlfriend of the show's biggest investor, Sam, and her appearance on the show is actually for learning purposes. To prove the authenticity of the scoop, the whistleblower uploaded a ton of photos of Anna and Sam together, including pictures of them at the hospital and searching for the dog. This was a calculated move, and the original heroine was always destined to lose. Anna even posted a suggestive tweet. I still prefer to stay low-key. In no time, everyone chose to believe the story. My best friend angrily called me. Anna is shameless. It's the first time I've seen a mistress flaunt herself so arrogantly. Emma, get out here and expose her. I won't expose her. If I'm going to, I'll wait until after the show ends. I've invested the company's treasures into this. Compared to the future careers of those 5 trainees, Sam is nothing. Only Anna treats him like a precious treasure. Terrified someone will take him away. When Sam loves me the most, that's when I'll have my best weapon. As expected, Sam called me out to apologize and even brought an expensive gift. Emma, you know I've invested heavily in this show, and right now it's at its peak. If I clarify things now, not only will Anna be affected, but the show will take a hit too. I hope you understand. Once the show finishes, I'll announce our wedding date right away. Okay. See? Nothing is more important to him than his business. He even wants me to understand him in a situation like this. He's always been sure that I wouldn't leave him. Otherwise, the chasing wife after she leaves plot wouldn't exist. I didn't agree to his request but instead asked, is Anna on the peak show because of you?
Sam nodded.
I once promised her I would help her with 3 things. I smiled, not angry. And how many have you done so far? 2. There's still 1 left. I didn't need to ask. I already knew. The last one would be leaving me at our engagement ceremony. Sam, if I told you that Anna would eventually destroy our relationship, and we wouldn't be able to stay together, would you believe me? He suddenly grabbed my hand and said slowly, word by word, Emma, I've said before I only see Anna as a sister. There's no way she could come between us. Of course he wouldn't believe it. All right, I get it. When we got back, I asked Sam to stop at the gate of the neighborhood. I hadn't walked far before I saw a familiar figure. Sister. It was Lucas. He was wearing a black hat and a black mask wrapped up tightly. Since the peak show aired, Lucas had become the most popular contestant thanks to his outstanding performance. Looking at him now, it was only a matter of time before he debuted. But at this critical moment he shouldn't be here. You're not at the training center. Why are you here? Lucas glanced at what I was holding, and for some reason his eyes reddened. I was worried about you. Worried about what? You're just tolerating him giving you things. It took me a moment to understand what he meant. Lucas, this isn't something you should be involved in. And what if I insist? I can give you everything he gives you, and what he can't give you, I can. As long as you. I cut him off coldly. Lucas, Sam has already left. You don't need to keep acting. Emma, I wasn't acting, not from the beginning. Lucas, do you even know what you're saying? I know. He looked straight at me, his eyes full of determination. It made my heart race. Given the situation, I had to patiently explain, don't get distracted by all this nonsense. Let's talk after the competition, okay? No, you're wrong. To me, this is more important than anything else. Emma, you deserve someone better. I have to admit, those words hit me in the right spot. The final person may not be Lucas, but it certainly won't be Sam. Lucas, thank you. You're right. Go back and focus on the competition. Show me what you can do. I wasn't sure how Lucas interpreted that, but he seemed very happy when he left. Now I have a bit of a headache. Just as one issue started to settle, another one came up. Chapter 10. As the Peak Show aired more episodes, the buzz surrounding it grew, reaching unprecedented heights. Lucas's popularity skyrocketed, making him one of the hottest rising male stars. Even before his official debut, brands and scripts were already flooding in. I found myself getting busier as well. The day before the final, I received a text message from an unknown number. If you want Lucas to compete smoothly, you'd better not show up tomorrow night. They also sent a photo of Lucas coming to see me that night. Because of the angle, it looked like we were kissing. If this photo got out, Lucas's career could be over before it even started. Forget about the red carpet. Anna really has never done anything above board in her life. Since tomorrow night was the final, the show was going to be broadcast live. The entire process would be open and transparent, with live voting to ensure a fair and just competition. It also allowed fans to watch their favorite trainees debut in real time. Sam had specially arranged an excellent seat for me. Based on Anna's actions, she must have found out something. The only reason I could think of for her to go to such lengths to keep me away was that Sam planned to propose to me. Judging by the timeline, I was even more convinced of my guess. So on the day Lucas made his dramatic debut, I didn't attend. When he called me, he sounded a bit excited. I brought back what you wanted. I smiled. Congratulations. Lucas sounded a little dissatisfied. Is that all you have to say?
Ido.
May your career be brilliant and may you always be loved. But Emma, none of that is what I want. I went silent, not daring to press further. After a pause, he added, but I don't dislike this feeling. Maybe I'll even come to like it. I pretended to be stern. I'm still waiting for you to make money for my company. You better make sure you like it. Out of the 5 trainees we sent, only Lucas and Luis debuted successfully, but that was already pretty impressive. They all went off to celebrate in high spirits. Meanwhile, I waited for Sam. He had appeared during the live broadcast tonight as the biggest investor, but his face was dark the whole time, maybe because I stood him up. Sure enough, the moment he arrived, he started questioning me. I arranged everything planning to propose to you tonight, but you didn't show up at all. Emma, why? In contrast to his frustration, I was much calmer. Why? Don't you already know Anna is still your rumored girlfriend and you're proposing to me publicly? I'd be crazy to show up. He still didn't understand. I just have to say that she's like a sister to me. Why do you always bring up Anna? I found it laughable. Sam, just because you like Anna doesn't mean I have to like her too. If Anna has to be a part of our relationship, then you two can play your own game. Why drag me into it? This time he finally panicked. I'll make a public clarification right now, okay? It's useless. If I forgive him this easily, there will just be countless more times. Just after he released the clarification, Anna slit her wrists. Looks like the plot is ahead of schedule. Sam was frantic. Emma, this is a matter of life and death. I can't just stand by and watch her die. I'm sorry, I love you. Sam, if you go to her today, there will be no chance for us. His face was close to breaking. Emma, this is a human life. How can you be so cold-blooded? Sam, do you think the world stops spinning without you? If she really wants to die, you can't stop her. If she doesn't, there's always 911. Just admit it, you love the feeling of bouncing between 2 women. You think you're irresistible, that neither of us can live without you. Feeds your ego. You're just too vain to let go of either one of us. He looked at me with a face full of disappointment. Emma, I feel like I've never really known you. I took a few steps back. He had no intention of giving up. I understood what was happening. He was trying to alleviate his guilt by hurting himself. There was even a bit of gambling involved. If I softened, everything would be much easier for him. But as for me, I've always been known for being heartless. To add to it, I decided to video call Lucas, who was shooting a commercial out of town. Did you miss me, sister? His voice was as annoying as ever. I kept my tone as professional as possible. How's the shoot going? He still seemed busy. Almost done. Once I'm finished, I'll fly right back. Wait for me, sister. Stop teasing. Take care of yourself. After hanging up, I noticed Anna had arrived at some point too. She was holding an umbrella for Sam, but Sam refused her, avoiding her like she was the plague. The two of them chased each other around, and somehow they managed to break the umbrella in the process. Seriously, a lightning bolt needs to strike them both. I didn't have time to watch their drama. I turned off the lights and went to bed. Chapter 12. But who would have thought when I opened the door the next morning, I found Sam asleep at my doorstep. His clothes were still soaked. Wow, please don't die at my door. That would be such bad luck. I immediately called 911. Taking care of Sam was something Anna would love to do, so I used Sam's phone to call her. Sam, you're finally answering me? I cleared my throat with a couple of coughs. Sorry, it's me. Your dear Sam is about to lose his life. I suggest you hurry and take him to the hospital. And guess what? Anna arrived faster than the paramedics. I couldn't help but think she had never left, just waiting in the car the whole time. Emma, if anything happens to Sam, I'll never let you off the hook. I shrugged and asked, and how exactly are you planning to not let me off the hook? It seemed she thought of something and stood up. Don't think that just because you have Lucas helping you, you're invincible. You still have family, and there will be times when you can't protect them all. Emma, you can't win against me. In the original story, Anna bribed a college student to falsely accuse my father of harassment, which ultimately led to my parents being murdered by the girl's boyfriend. Thinking of that, I could no longer keep calm. You threatened me with my trainees' futures before the finals, but if you dare to lay a finger on my family, I swear I'll kill you. She won't get the chance. It was Sam's voice. I had already known he was awake. Anna turned around in disbelief, her expression stiff. Sam, you're awake. Sam's voice was as cold as ice. If I hadn't woken up, I wouldn't have known just how despicable and shameless you are. My relationship with Emma was stable, but you kept interfering again and again, and that's why we've ended up like this. Anna, you make me sick. To be fair, Sam is pretty disgusting too. Anna shook her head repeatedly. No, Sam, anyone can say that about me, but not you. Everything I did because I love you. She then tried to hug Sam, but naturally he pushed her to the ground. Anna cried, Sam, you can't do this to me. When we were kids, you promised to protect me for life, to always treat me well. You can't break your word. Sam looked furious. Anna, take a good look at yourself. Do you still have that kind and gentle nature from when we were kids? Now you're jealous, despicable, and shameless. Do you still need my protection? I once saved your life. Have you forgotten that? Anna played her last card. She wasn't wrong. It was mentioned in the original story. There was a time when Sam was attacked by a rival, and Anna took the blow for him. Though the injury wasn't serious, it had a big impact on Sam. But Sam responded, You did save me, but that doesn't erase the crimes you've committed. Finally, Sam rubbed his temples as if making a difficult decision and said, I don't want to see you anymore. Pack your things tonight and go abroad. In other words, he was giving her a chance to leave before things got worse. I had already expected Sam to go easy on her. Never try to change someone, and certainly never place your hopes on them. In the end, the only thing we can do in life is to constantly improve ourselves to become better and better. When you bloom, the breeze will come on its own. Chapter 13. Anna was sent abroad by Sam overnight. The next day, he appeared in front of me with flowers, a ring, and the media. Emma, I have no way out. If you reject me again today, I'll be mocked by everyone. Don't be so cruel to me, okay? I was so shocked my jaw nearly dropped. I have my limits, but Sam doesn't. Honestly, I don't understand why Sam is so persistent with me. Is it a man's innate desire for conquest? How ridiculous. Wait, aren't you forgetting something? I asked. As far as I know, we've already broken up. I never agreed to that, Sam said firmly. Before I was blinded, but from now on, no matter what happens, you'll always come first. Emma, marry me. Sam suddenly knelt on one knee, looking up at me. The cameras were all set up, ready to capture the moment. I ignored it all, looking at him coldly. Sam, you have no shame in putting me in this position, so why should I care about saving your face? Others might not know, but given everything you've done, you should have already considered the worst outcome, right? If I agreed to marry him, he'd win both love and success. If I didn't, he'd create an image of a heartbroken, deep lover and gain sympathy from the public. That's exactly what happened later in the original story. He could love someone, but he would never be so foolish as to not care about anything else. After hearing my words, Sam's eyes started to redden. He grabbed my hand and asked word by word, "Do I still have a place in your heart?" I looked down at him and smiled slightly. "If you're asking that question, you should already know the answer." With that, I slowly pried his fingers off one by one. Then out of nowhere, I suddenly clutched my head and cried out in pain. "I told you not to push me. Do you think bringing all these people here will make me give in? You and your little childhood sweetheart are still tangled up, so how do you have the nerve to chase after me? I've already told you I don't like you. Please just leave me alone. If not, I'll jump off a building. Will that be enough for you? Are you satisfied now?" Boo-hoo. I forced a few tears to come out. Since Sam had brought all these reporters, it would be a waste not to use them, right? Sam was completely dumbfounded. I kept shouting at the cameras, "Please help me. Help me get rid of him. I really can't take it anymore. Do I really have to jump off a building? I still have my parents." And just like that, crying helplessly, I left the scene surrounded by the media, leaving Sam all alone. Oh yes, mission wounded male leads world accomplished. And I was completely free. Chapter 14. Lucas came back 3 days later. His popularity now rivaled that of top-tier stars. The number of fans at the airport to greet him was overwhelming. I waited for him in the car. All I heard was a loud commotion, and then the car door opened, and I was suddenly embraced tightly. Sister actually came to pick me up. Looks like I need to keep working hard to get this kind of treatment. He hugged me so tightly that I could barely breathe and had to keep pounding on him. "Lucas, are you rebelling?" Noticing his overenthusiasm, he quickly sat upright. I saw the trending topic. "Sister, you're really something else." He was referring to the trending topic about Sam's failed proposal and how he was being criticized all over the internet. Thanks to the media, the video from that day was fully displayed for the entire public to see. Headlines like, "Emma almost jumped off a building after being forced to marry Sam" were everywhere. Someone even leaked footage of Sam sending Anna off at the airport where they hugged. What a scumbag, eating from one bowl while eyeing another. Gross. Emma already clarified her relationship with Sam. What else is this if not forcing a marriage? Having money doesn't give you the right to be disgusting. If I were Emma, I'd have kicked him to the curb ages ago. Some people even went to the company's official website to vent, saying Sam didn't deserve his position. In just a few days, Sam's family company's stock took a nosedive. In the end, the old man had to announce a new heir overnight to calm things down. That's how it goes with the rich. If you're not good enough, there's always someone ready to replace you. Sam lost his position as heir, and there was no chance of him ever making a comeback. Lucas tilted his head, noticing I hadn't responded. "What's wrong? Did I say something wrong? Lucas, we need to talk sometime." I wasn't unaware of his feelings for me. I'd just been avoiding them. At his age, it's normal to be curious about a lot of different things. But he probably doesn't know what's truly right for him yet. Although I never strictly forbade my trainees from dating, given the current situation, I hoped he'd focus on his career, for his sake but also for mine. Right now, he's my company's cash cow. My early retirement depends on him. "Let's go to my place." Probably worried I'd get the wrong idea, he explained. "Your place was photographed last time. No one dares come where I live." I was skeptical, but when the car drove into one of the city's most exclusive neighborhoods, the kind of place where even money can't always buy a home, I began to feel that something wasn't right. "You're not going to tell me you live here, are you?" "Sister, you should have learned more about me by now." He led me into his private domain. I still couldn't quite believe it. "You live here and you came to my company to work as a trainee for 5,000 yuan a month? Are you out of your mind?" Lucas laughed so hard he was gasping for air. "No, but it turns out my choice was the right one. People need to think long-term." He looked at me and repeated, "Sister, I've always had a good eye." Wait, what? Why does that sound off? Hold on. First tell me, how did Anna find out about us? Lucas blinked innocently. Why don't you guess? Why didn't she use those secretly taken photos to get back at us? Do you think she didn't want to? I started to understand it was because Lucas's backing was not so simple. She did try to bribe the paparazzi, but they didn't have the guts to stir up trouble. And that fake depression diagnosis? I had a doctor friend relay that to Sam. I didn't want to get involved at first. I was afraid that if you cleared up the misunderstanding, you'd get back together with him. But I just couldn't stand it anymore. Nobody knows how happy I was when you said you were single that day. I wanted to shout to the world, "Emma, I like you." Wait, how did things get so out of control again? What was I even here for? Lucas, listen to me. I know what you're going to say. You're going to tell me I'm still young and don't know what I want. But I can tell you clearly I don't need anything else. I only want you. This is crazy, I can't handle this. At this point, do you really think I care about the entertainment industry or its profits? Wait, can I call you brother? You might not care, but I do. We signed a 10-year contract. Then it hit me. He probably doesn't even care about the breach penalty. That's why I went to the Peak show. My goal was simple. From the very beginning, it was all for you. Right now, the clever, quick-witted me is gone. Even my jaw seemed ready to leave home. Lucas, you're really something, sharp as a fox. He smiled and gently pushed my jaw back into place, his eyes sparkling. So sister, can you give me a chance? Why me? Lucas thought for a moment and said, I'll tell you when I win you over. Now he's playing mysterious. Am I that easy to win over? Speaking of which, it's really hard to fight human curiosity. In the 3rd year of knowing Lucas, we got together. During that time, Sam came to see me again, telling me he regretted everything, that he regretted ever meeting me. I replied, what a coincidence, I feel the same. After that, Sam never showed up again. When we bumped into each other by chance, we were like strangers. Later on, all the other trainees I signed debuted successfully through various talent shows. Some became overnight sensations while others built solid careers step by step. Lucas would often complain that I was spending too much time on them. Every time I would correct him, I just want all of them to have a good ending. From then on, Lucas never complained again. In fact, whenever there were new shows or films, he would recommend them to directors. Now sister, you'll only have eyes for me. Turns out that was Lucas's goal all along. Looking at his young, handsome face, I pinched him hard and laughed, saying, all right, from now on I'll only watch you. Life had finally turned out the way I had always dreamed it would. Chapter 15, Lucas's perspective. I transmigrated into the book. Good news. It's that female protagonist novel I'd read. Bad news. I'm just a minor background character. I was pretty frustrated. Why is it that when other people transmigrate, they become the male lead? At the very least, they get to be the 2nd or 3rd male lead. And to top it off, the female lead I had pitted so much while reading the novel had absolutely nothing to do with me. Who can stand that? I needed to find the female lead to stick close to her sweet and soft self. The surprise was the female lead's company was recruiting trainees. Why wasn't the plot following the original storyline? Never mind. I rushed right in. No surprise I got selected. I have to say the female lead really has good taste. But according to reliable sources, her real purpose wasn't to recruit trainees, but to deal with her boyfriend. Isn't her boyfriend the male lead? No, I should say he's the kind of scumbag that even I, as a guy, want to punch twice. As soon as I joined the company, I bought all the guys a new set of gaming gear. So when the female lead's assistant came around to pick someone for a task, everyone instinctively looked at me first. That's right, I was the first to seize the opportunity. It was the first time I saw the female lead. The novel had long passages describing her appearance, but to me words fell short. They couldn't fully capture her beauty. Sigh, don't stay with that scumbag. Be with me instead. Even though I'm just a background character, my background is strong, and I'm gentle, caring, and have everything she could ever want. It's no exaggeration to say that even the male lead would have to bow down before me. Even if I'm a background character, I'm an awakened one. She asked me to dance with her. I held her close, soft and fragrant, and for some reason that made me so happy. Then the male lead suddenly showed up, ruining the moment, and my introduction caught them completely off guard. She gave me a look trying to tell me to slip away. But how should I put this? The word slip away doesn't suit me. Going head-to-head with the male lead? That's pure exhilaration. She calls me a puppy. Fine, a puppy I'll be, as long as it makes her happy. And yet it really was my birthday that day. But in the end, she still left with the male lead. Right, because now they're the official couple. It was a sad truth to face. But considering she later made it up to me with a birthday gift, I agreed to join that silly talent show. And I even promised to bring home the championship. Emma kept saying, "Just do your best." But I knew she still hoped we'd come out on top. Maybe I didn't perform well enough last time because this time she called Luis instead. He's bound to blow it. I sent him another gaming skin. When Emma saw it was me, she looked surprised and a little suspicious. I pretended to get mad and threatened to call Luis, and she immediately believed me. Damn, that's how Sam tricked her too, causing her so much pain. I swear this was the first and last time I'll deceive her. Anna became Sam's rumored girlfriend, and they really are a perfect match, locked together for good. I was happy, but at the same time I feared she might be hurt. In the end, I couldn't resist secretly going to see her. I told her that everything Sam could do, I could do too. And the things Sam couldn't do, I could do those as well. But clearly Emma turned me down. On the day of the final, I couldn't stop myself from calling her right after I stepped off stage. That's when I found out why she didn't come. Dirty tricks only work so many times. Since I got here, the happiest moment wasn't becoming a trainee at her company nor debuting as the champion. It was when she said she was single. Opportunities favor the prepared. She rejected the male lead's proposal, and she turned the tables beautifully. I was so happy I could have jumped for joy. I wanted to fly back and hug her right away. It was something I had thought about doing so many times but never dared. Finally, I can openly pursue her. On the 3rd anniversary of my debut, I confessed to her at my concert, and she said yes. Now the whole world knows that Emma is my girlfriend. Maybe it's because of the example set by the previous top celebrity, but after we went public, all we received was support and blessings. It might also have a lot to do with the fact that I'm not following the idol route. Actually, Sam had already come to me before and asked who Justin was. I told him, "That's my dad and I'm proud of him." After hearing that, he went silent and left. Guess he met his match and chickened out. Doesn't matter. We'll keep showing off our love to him. The end.